For almost the entire first third of this video, I have something in my teeth. And I am so sorry. Good morning, Rebels, and welcome back into my life. I'd like to start this video off with a complaint that nobody has left punishments in the comments of my last video. What's that? The non-existent advisor in my closet has informed me that I wrote and recorded this video immediately after the last one, so the first one isn't even online yet. But enough about that. Something very important happened while I was away from this vlog. I passed its 1 month anniversary on February 8th, which was Saturday. Saturday? Oh god, the days are a blur. Yes, it's been a solid month of vlogging, and I feel like I've come to the end of a marathon. Except, of course, that an actual marathon is much more physically strenuous, as are all Olympic sports. That's what's known as a segue. The Winter Olympics are happening in Sochi, Russia right now, and people all over the world are clustering around their television sets and old-time ham radios. People still have those. And watching as their country's finest athletes represent them at the biggest gaming event in the world. Because no, the Super Bowl is not the biggest gaming event in the world. Nor is it the best. It's just the most expensive and the most concussive. The US of A isn't doing as well as I wish we were in terms of total medals won. We're tied for 4th place with Russia. And in terms of gold medals, which let's face it, are the only ones that we really care about, we are beating Russia, but we're tied for 5th place with Switzerland. But we believe in our boys and girls. Get out there and fight the good fight, you attractive and incredibly well-muscled pinnacles of human physicality, most of whom are much younger than I am. Meanwhile, I sit at my desk every day, writing and getting fatter. In the Olympics, everyone comes together and puts aside their differences in a show of understanding and tolerance. Of course, I'm kidding. The Olympics has been riddled with controversy over the last few years. In 2008, they were held in Beijing, China, where the government was responsible for numerous human rights violations. And this year, they're in Sochi, Russia, where the government, again, is responsible for many human rights violations, most notably discrimination against the LGBT community. Russia has some pretty severe laws punishing people for spreading what they call homosexual propaganda, which can be anything from a gay pride parade in the middle of a Moscow street to telling a stranger at a bar that you don't think homosexual people are that bad. Now, among other things, this has resulted in a rising tide of online videos uploaded by Russian anti-homosexual groups who literally video themselves, I'm not kidding, beating the crap out of gay people in the street. Now, you can Google these videos pretty easily, but honestly, don't, because they will make you feel very, very sad. Now, things like this and the past situation in Beijing have led for some people to call for a boycott of the Olympics where nobody watches it. The thinking is that the games bring money and attention to that country, which we shouldn't be doing because they're doing these terrible things. And while I appreciate the sentiment, there's a problem with this. First of all, boycotting the Olympics that are happening right now doesn't hurt the governments of Sochi or Russia. They're already getting the money. And in terms of attention, governments don't live on attention, so the only people that you're hurting are, you guessed it, the athletes. Now that the pieces are already in play and the games are happening regardless, they're the only people who really truly care if you watch and support them. Plus, if you don't watch, you can miss some amazing moments like Irene Wust. She's a speed skater, and first she won a gold medal, which is awesome enough, and then Putin hugged her in public, either because he was unaware that she was a bisexual or because not doing so would have caused a great big public relations flap. And in terms of not watching the Olympics because the country where they're happening is terrible, history has a pretty important lesson to teach us here. Did you see that photo from the Beijing Olympics where somebody held up a protest sign, would we have allowed the Olympics to be hosted in Nazi Germany? And history buffs around the world facepalmed so hard that some of them got Super Bowl-sized concussions. Nazi Germany did host the Olympics, and Jesse Owens, a black man, won race after race right in front of Hitler, probably the most anti-black person who has ever existed on this planet, which is just freaking awesome. Now, I'm not saying that Putin is Hitler, but the point remains the same. What do you think is a more effective way of fighting against inhumanity and civil rights violations? Turning away and not looking at it? Or staring the perpetrator right in the eye and saying, hey there, I have good sportsmanship, so I'm totally not going to rub it in your face that you just got beat by the exact type of person that you systematically discriminate against in your country. Hello! So if you don't approve of what Russia and Sochi have been doing, confront them on it. Shine the light on what they're doing. Don't hide from it. And cheer loudest every time we prove them wrong with the universal language of skating in a circle faster than they skated in a circle. That's it for today, Rebels. I haven't written anything since the last video, since I recorded it about an hour ago, and I'll see you in about another hour as I continue my throgging. Bye.